Did we live?
Sunday soap, live as fuck.
You're gonna have to sneak around me. I got my inner tube today, so I don't drown.
I'm a sneaky son of a bitch. I'll be fine.
You
Don't
and your
step on my
squeaky
ankle.
holes. What's up?
My freaky is. I'm very excited. I got some wildlife here. I got my inner tube. I'm ready to party, baby.
And we have Goose Island beer.
Oh,
we
yeah,
almost
Goose
always
Island.
do.
Oh,
312,
Little natural villain.
Good stuff. Solo. What I did the last time. Good beers.
We're going to start off the Sunday soap like we always do, which is powered by Goose Island with the humble brag, which we did not fully discuss before we came on. But I think we kind of know what the humble brag is.
I don't know what it is,
Summer,
but
you
go
want to
for
go
it.
with what you thought?
What did I say the full brag was?
Yeah, there's no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, you
What
weren't
did I
here
say?
yet.
What did I
Treasy.
say?
My Sock Summer said the humble brag is the fact that we had beer vendors buzzing us ridiculously last night. And the body of one Brian Galkus, our normal beer vendor who's retiring from the trade.
From the game.
Yeah, his body wasn't even cold yet.
Nope.
And these motherfuckers were all up in us.
I didn't
And
know
loved it.
I didn't know we had that many beer vendors at the park. Literally, we saw people we had never seen before.
Yes.
Shout out to James. We're gonna definitely be floating some money your way. I like the Mick Ultra when I can. You know, sometimes it's a little bit of a change. If we don't need to walk up to go to the Goose Island car to get our fancy beers.
I feel like there was definitely a few guys that didn't even work there that sold us beers.
Yep, 100%.
Just
Totally
like
agree with
just like a random dude. He didn't even have a ticket to the game. I don't know how he was in there. Sold me a beer.
Well, Brian, let me
And it
put
was
on
open.
Brian let me put on his little pack. I could carry around the little thing.
That's
So
true. We got a great
I
shot
guess
of
the
that.
rules are pretty open. Like anyone can just walk.
It's
around.
lenient, don't you
Yeah.
think? So anyway, we do want to say a grateful goodbye to our friend Brian, who's
Yep.
no longer going to be slinging beer to us. He's been slinging beers to the 108ers for half a decade at least, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
he's been our main guy. I even hit him up when I'm at... He's actually earned me lots of brownie points at work because we did an outing at Wrigley, and I saw him, and he took great care of us, and everyone was really impressed that I knew the beer guy, could get the beer guy, you know, send him a
I feel
text
like
message, and he rolled up for
That's
us.
always like people are always like very surprised by that when
Mhm.
you like when you're out with like with coworkers or something.
Yeah.
And like the beer guy knows you.
Yes.
And it's a double-edged sword, right? They're like, oh, that's really cool. You know, you got a relationship
Yeah.
with the beer vendor, but it also is kind of like you're definitely an alcoholic.
Yes. Yeah, you're branded alcoholic.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true.
And you can't just tip like a buck. You have to tip a little more. 'Cause
Yeah,
you know
you-
that guy.
Yes, yes. You,
Yep.
you
That's
have to do that.
I'm not so concerned with that. I'm more concerned with like people I work with thinking I'm an alcoholic. But
No, they know
but
that.
they knew that already.
Yeah, right. Come on. They had clues. This was just the final clue.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
Office Malort, for Christ's sake, right?
Well, of course. Doesn't
Yeah.
everybody?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was like they finished up Professor Plum with the candlestick in the library. That was the in the beer vendor. That's the last one.
That
They knew.
was-
Now they solved it. Yeah, exactly.
It was one of our great
Good
mysteries.
clue reference. That was good.
You're welcome, buddy. All right, now we're gonna get on to the questions. We like to do all question shows here. If you're new to the Sunday Soap, this is basically it. We're just gonna sit here, we'll drink, and we'll answer some questions from Twitter.
Yep.
If you don't normally submit a question, please next time we do the soap, submit something.
Yes.
It could be weird as fuck. Someone asked us one time what our favorite lunch meat was. We don't anything. We'll take all this stuff if we like it. It's funny. We'll go with it.
What's your favorite lunch meat and why isn't it turkey? I thought was the exact question.
No.
That was-
It became that.
It became that question.
Oh,
yes.
that wasn't it.
And we just none of us picked turkey,
Okay.
and then Bobbles Jim almost murdered all of us. But instead of murdering us, he did something way better,
The slow
which
down.
was brought us a shitload of turkey.
Yes.
And so now my answer's changed.
Yeah, if you're
Pastrami turkey.
if you're some
Pastrami
sort of
turkey.
Oh,
if
so
you're
good.
a provider of food or beer or anything of that sort, feel free to give us free samples. We'll
Bring
talk
it.
about it on this.
We'll eat it
Yeah.
and talk about it.
I'm so distracted by these crocodiles or alligators.
It's a little nervous.
I think
so
they're
funny.
alligators.
No, you know, like
This is to ward off all the evil wasps.
Well,
that
there
try to attack
were
you.
flies, and we think that they'll be scared of
I
these,
want to
right?
play with these. I guess we got to do a show.
Well, afterwards you can play.
All
with
right,
it.
cool.
All right, the first question.
Not all you have to play with.
The first
Oh.
question is from. Oh, hey,
Hey.
hey, yo.
Oh.
The first question is from our guy White Sox Sal.
Sal, shout out to you for going above and beyond and going from the podcast, doing the fast food draft, having a meal at the top 10, right?
Yep.
And normally I would say, fuck you, Sal, but I'm actually happy that you're eating all this fast food so you will die sooner, so then I don't have to deal with you anymore. Happy Sunday.
All right.
I know you can take the joke, that's why I said it.
Say hi to Sister Jean first.
Right.
I thought it was Brother Jean.
The question is a Seinfeld reference, so if you're a Seinfeld fan, you'll get this. So he said, if you knew Audrey would 100% put out at the end of the date, would you have eaten Poppy's pizza?
I'll go first.
You go first.
And I'll say I wouldn't even need that assurance. I would have eaten Poppy's pizza regardless. Like, it got cooked. If he was making me a salad, I would have had a little bit more hesitance.
Yeah.
But, like, I still remember the first time I watched that episode, I didn't realize why Jerry was upset, because I didn't even pay attention to the fact that Poppy didn't wash his hands. So I would have just been sitting there oblivious. He would have been smiling at me. I'd be like, yeah, make that pizza,
do it.
baby. Looks good. I bet that pizza was fucking great, too.
Oh, and he missed out?
Yeah.
That might have added to the flavor.
Shit ham pizza is really good.
I mean, I think we've all eaten it. We just don't know.
Yeah, and that's my point. Like, of course I would have eaten it. I definitely, the sex would be a good sell.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, I'm 100% sure I've had shit ham pizza already. Like, it's happened, right? I have ingested somebody's poopy hand pizza, and I didn't know any different. That's why we drink a lot of Goose Island to ward off all the evil germs that
Yeah, you gotta get the alcohol.
come right into our stomach after we're eating
man.
shit ham pizza.
Yeah, isn't there a George Carlin bit where he says he only washes his hands like 3 times a week? And the only time he washes his hands after going to the bathroom is if he shit on them, right?
Well, he says, I only wash my hands after if I get shit on them.
Yeah.
And he goes, that happens 3 times tops per week.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so the next question is
What
from...
about you? What do you?
Well, I mean, it's obvious.
Okay,
So of course
all right,
I would
just wanna
eat it.
make
Like, I think people worry about that type of stuff, and you have no idea. You probably put your hand on your buddy's couch and he just jacked off right there. Like, you don't even know, like,
Jesus,
what the
took you to
fuck
a new
shit you're
level.
touching. You
Yeah,
have
yeah.
no idea. So, like,
Yeah.
why even
He's
bother
100%
worrying about
talking
it?
about your couch.
Oh man, not the couch. We just got a new couch.
I've not touched your spew, I don't think. Anyway.
Gotta
So
hope
yes, I would eat it, of course.
I really
I
hope
don't even need. Yeah, I wouldn't need the guarantee of sex. I just want to have the pizza.
Yeah.
I'll be hungry. Next question is from
We're
our guy
like two
Austin.
married men.
He says, going back to last weekend's games, Sox Angels. He said the Angels had 2 on, nobody out, and Trout was up. Why don't they just fucking walk Trout? So I think the question is, why don't you just walk Trout all the time?
So I would agree with that in if we were contending for something.
Mm-hmm.
But like you need to see what your guys are made of, and you got to put them up against the best players and see if they can do it in a high leverage situation. See how they perform, and if no one performs well, then you know definitely when you're contending, we got to walk this guy. But I think you got to put these guys to the test. Well, it doesn't matter that much to your season.
Right.
So that's the reason I wouldn't do it, and I'm assuming that's why Ricky didn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like some tactical error by Ricky. I think he was like, I want to see you guys play against these guys.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about it this other way. What if everyone just decided they're always going to fucking walk Trout? How frustrated would Trout get? Could you get Trout frustrated enough or atrophy his hitting skill by walking him like 500 times in a row where he wouldn't be as good when you're done?
Did that work with Barry Bonds? Because it didn't seem like it did.
No. Well, Barry Bonds had this. He had the magic dust.
He did have the magic dust.
If
All right.
Trout isn't already frustrated having to play his prime career years in Anaheim, I don't think we're going to frustrate him by just intentionally walking.
That's a good call.
I
That's a
mean,
very
the
good
guy seems like he's pretty easygoing about being, out there doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he doesn't seem to mind it at all.
Nope.
Next question is from our guy Sleepy Harold, who we saw
Okay.
last night. It's good to see him.
Good.
He's getting very close. He's within under 3 months till the nuptials. So he's you can tell there's a little nervousness, like we all had when we got married, So like he's in that zone right now. But anyway, his question is,
Crash that party.
yeah, right. Exactly. We're coming.
Can't wait.
The question is, playing off the podcast with Ken W.O., who was on the Mount Rushmore of punchable faces in White Sox Twitter? Now, the guy we did name in the podcast, who I think we're in total agreement on, is Pinol.
He's basically Abraham Lincoln.
He's
Yes.
nice guy, but you do kind of want to punch that face.
Yep.
And I think White Sox Summer tried to say that all gingers have punchable faces.
kinda
And I was
do.
kind of thinking, like, what about Kobe's burner? You think he has a punchable face?
Oh my God.
I
mean,
don't.
does he?
I don't actually.
I
No,
don't.
I don't. Yeah.
And
I want to punch him, but
But
in
not
in
because he has
nice
a
way.
punchable face.
Yeah, he
Just
wants to
'cause
punch
he's a
me
dick.
too.
Yeah.
Well, he's on me. He's like I'm
You're the butt of his jokes.
yes. I'm the waspy guy he makes fun of all the time.
But it's not because of
I'm
his face.
Catholic.
It's not
Dick,
because of
don't
his
call me a
fucking
wasp.
face. It's just because he fucks with you.
Yes.
Right, so you
Constantly.
actually just want to punch him.
I do want to
like,
punch him.
So, like, let me put let me put this.
But
out.
his face is not that punch. You're right. It's
I'm gonna-
not as punchable.
Yeah. I've been asked to deliver the 4 that I had, so and then you guys can tell me which ones are right or wrong. But I don't want to punch any of these guys.
Right.
I just think that they have a punchable face. You know.
Good call. The people that we really want to punch, we're not going to bring up.
Yeah,
Right.
we don't bring you up because we don't want to even give you the attention.
That's right. But if we see
we
you,
also don't want to
we
feel
will
your
fucking
wrath.
punch you.
Yes. But so my Mount Rushmore is P. Knowles,
Yep.
Agreed.
Ken W.O.,
Absolutely.
Yep.
very punchable face.
Very
Very
sweetheart of a guy. Very punchable.
Great guy. I would
Great guy.
never actually punch him, but I think about punching him when I possibly. White Sox Dave, he's up there with P. Knowles for most punchable face.
Yeah.
Like
He's
he's
got
got
a
a
good
very
smile, though.
He's got
He does.
Yeah, and for some reason you just want to knock it out of his mouth. I don't know
Like that
why.
Cubs fan last night in the bleachers.
You know what's I don't know why I want to do it, but it's a punchable face. You know, there's been plenty of athletes throughout the time that I've watched sports when I draft them and then I get to see what they look like on the little thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would punch this guy in the fucking face. And then my last one is Aloha, Mr. Ham. And I think it's because he's so angry, you just think you might have to punch him in the face at some point.
might lead to that, right? Might become that way.
Like now, if we have when we have a sober Wally, his face isn't as punchable. But when we get a drunk Walter, he's a little punchable. If he starts riding you,
You know what?
a little
though?
bit.
He's-
I mean, he doesn't. Once again, you guys don't get picked on. I'm the only one that gets picked on.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
get
saying?
See, but you're
That's
like
true.
actually talking about like
People
you're,
being
you're
annoying.
angry
Yeah,
at the person
okay.
you want to punch them.
Yeah,
I'm
this
just
is
saying
like-
that their face is begging
Yeah.
for a punch, even though I like the person 100%.
All right, so I think I materially agree with everyone that you mentioned. However, Aloha Mr. Hand with the blonde caterpillar, not as punchable.
No, absolutely
That's
not.
porn star face.
Absolutely
He has porn
not.
star face there. That's not a punchable face.
It almost goes from punchable to kissable.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
It's a big flip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
where I was
amazing.
going.
It's amazing.
Porn star face. I was thinking something else. Not that I want to do that.
All right, so
There's nothing wrong with
so
it.
our Mount Rushmore, just to recap, is P. Knowles, Ken W.O., White Sox Dave, and Aloha Mr. Hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Good group. Love that group.
Yeah, I'm agree. Can somebody give me a beer?
Absolutely. The next question is from our guy Biggins. You wanna?
Yeah, I'll take a natural villain since everybody else is going.
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah,
to feel inadequate.
All right. It's from Biggins. He says, "Do you think Ralph Furley was a closet homosexual?" So
That's the guy
most,
from
Three's Company. Yeah. So most of you won't know the reference because it's a really fucking old show. Can I go first? I'm gonna say no, and here's why. Because every nerdy guy acts goofy and shit around hot women, and that's what the position he's in throughout that show. Like, I'm a nerdy guy. I act goofy around hot women. Luckily, my wife likes that. Otherwise, I'd be just like him, and you'd think I was a closet homosexual.
Who was that? Was it Don Knotts?
I'm not.
Yeah.
Don Knotts was laying it to anything that moved, man. Ever since whatever show, the Andy Griffith show.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
man,
right.
he was putting it to everyone in town, man. There was only 8 people in town, but even Aunt B got a little piece of that.
Oh yeah, man. He was crushing gash all over the place. You know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Andy, Chuck Garfine, whatever.
There's no.
No, not B. Arthur.
Oh, yeah,
Aunt B. Very different.
Yeah,
Very different. Both very sexual, but not the same person.
Different
No.
ways, though. In different ways.
Was Mr. Furley the one that was freaked out because in the show premise, Jack Tripper is living with 2 women, and the whole thing is Jack's gay, and that's why he can live with the 2 women, right? Like that's what the
I don't
was
think he
Mr.
is he?
I don't
No,
think
he isn't. He isn't.
No, I
But
think
they're-
there's like
but
innuendo.
They used
Yeah.
to do
That's
that.
the shtick, right?
Because he would always hit on Mr. Roper and make him feel uncomfortable, and he needed to get him out. Like
Yeah.
if like Chrissy's head got stuck in the shower curtain, and like they couldn't show Mr. Roper, you know, like he'd start hitting on him, and then Mr. Roper would be like, "I'm getting out of here." You know.
Yeah.
But like, did he do the same thing with Mr. Furley? Did Mr. Furley was he kind of like always like uneasy around Jack when Jack started to be a little flirtatious?
I don't know. I
I
thought
don't
he was
remember.
just kind of goofy. I don't. No, I don't specifically remember that.
He was
So-
a fine dresser though, Mr. Furley.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
A lot of
See,
florals.
That's the
He had
thing.
ascots.
Back then, we didn't
He was
have
just-
metrosexuals.
yeah.
They didn't call it that. But if you're a good dresser, then you can get
Yeah,
that group.
he looked like Donald Duck if Donald Duck was a person. Like he had that same body. I don't know. I feel like
It's a good look.
yeah, good look. Quincy did not appreciate that reference.
Maybe she likes Donald Duck a lot.
Yeah,
Thinks you're fucking
I'm gonna
Donald
put a
Duck.
side by side on the Twitters, and
Do
you're
it.
gonna look at it, and you're gonna be like, I get you now.
It's
I'll
because
say my own name.
Because Mr.
But I
Furley
didn't.
didn't wear pants, right?
Right,
No, that's
100%
okay.
of the time, like Clark.
Yeah, exactly. All right, the next question is from Randy Anderson. He says,
That's a quick one.
yeah, it was a quickie. Randy Anderson says, White Sox call the 108 to do a broadcast with Benetti, but only one of us gets to go. Who's the one who doesn't?
I mean, I think we all know.
It's an easy answer, and we actually were sort of put to this decision a couple years ago. We were going to do the Sox Fest after party with the Sox Machine fellas, and Josh Nelson asked us, okay, can one of you guys be on the panel? And I don't think this is controversial, but I would say I probably know more about baseball stats and shit than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
But our choice was easily Treasy, because
Yeah.
he's the most entertaining, quickest on his feet. He's the type of guy that can talk his way in and out of everything. So that's why he'd be our choice, no doubt.
He's
right?
not as attractive as us,
So,
but
well,
he definitely has a good mix of serious
Yep.
and funny.
And salt and pepper.
Yeah. Yes. I get salt and pepper.
I mean, salt and
Very
pepper is
salty.
big these days. I don't know if you guys know about this, but it's
Yeah,
the best look.
It's huge. I almost decided to dye some of it gray.
Yeah.
Just to get in on it.
You should.
Cash in on this
You
shit.
should,
You know?
you should think about it. I would actually have gone with My Sox Summer
No.
so that I could play the drinking game along to the game, and every time he didn't know a player, I could drink, and I think I would get absolutely bombed. It'd be great.
Yeah, you'd be in
I
a
don't
coma
wanna-
at the end of it.
I don't want to embarrass us on like a semi-national level. Like I would like to keep my
Oh, don't
lack
worry.
of knowledge on things.
Outside of
Associated just
Chicago,
with
there's
our
like 4 people watching the Sox on a
But,
daily
but My Sox Summer, you do, like, if you had done the Angels broadcast,
we know all of them.
you've got great stories about the West Coast.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
like,
No,
you
I
could
could've-
get, like, if the
yep.
game was 8-2 or something, I would rather have you in there just spinning some yarns,
Yeah.
and then Jason could let you go. But otherwise, like, we're going in clean. We don't know what the game's going to be or
Yeah.
where it's going to at. I'm going to go with Trees.
Yep. Be like, hey Benetti, you want to go to the Sundowner later over there in the Inland Empire? And he'd be like, what's that? And I go, don't you worry about it. You're gonna enjoy it. It's fun
All right.
times. Cheap beers.
Next question is from Dean Franks. He said, who had a better career, Mitch Trubisky or Andrew Luck?
I don't know if you guys.
I missed whatever he said, and you almost
No.
just
I
couldn't
was
figure out.
spitting out at the question. I thought the question was ridiculous. I don't know if did you see Ben Finfer's tweet about Andrew Luck?
No.
That they must not let him bring his kid into the locker room.
Does Luck have kids?
A-plus tweet.
What?
Did he have kids?
Luck?
Doesn't
I
matter.
don't know. He said,
No,
I
he
mean, like
does.
part of his thing was like he's going to travel the world with his
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that seems stupid.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Trubisky actually, because I feel like Luck had like a lot of like potentially had some like really nice years early,
Yeah.
and then it like kind of fell off due to injury.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's had a great career, and I think Trubisky's only in like what is his
Second year.
He's gonna be his third year now,
This will be his third year, yeah.
and I think we all think that he's God. So I mean, like I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with Trubisky.
Yeah.
My Sox Summer?
I'm gonna go with Mitch too. Yeah. But and also shout out to Andrew Luck for pissing off O.J. Simpson. I mean, any way you can get under that guy's skin, like the best, right? Like,
Yeah, that's great. Fuck,
Like he didn't even
He didn't
do
even
like
know
the
that-
killer joke or anything. He was just like, "Fuck you, O.J. I'm glad you drafted me."
I think you
like
two,
moments ago.
Yes.
I think you two are fucking nuts.
Yeah, we
Mitch Trubisky's only thrown like 4 accurate passes in an entire NFL career.
I just wanted to
Andrew
prove.
Andrew Luck won a playoff game at least. Like,
I just wanted to prove I don't know anything about football.
I'm gonna see
Pretty much.
Gabe later, and if Gabe hears this or sees this and then says, "Why didn't you pick Mitch?" I don't want to have to explain the whole thing to Gabe, and I also don't want Gabe to be mad at me because he might do something. I
You
don't
gotta
wanna-
squash another beef.
Yeah, there'll be more beef. We have to squash in the 108.
Next question is from Joey P. He says, if you could DFA one player from the White Sox 25-man roster, who would it be? Teresa, why don't you go first, baby?
So there's not a lot of guys you actually can DFA because a lot of these guys have options. So they got a lot of guys playing. So and I think that Castillo's the easy answer.
Yeah, that's not who I'd pick, but yeah.
So I'm gonna DFA Yolmer.
Man,
I
You
saw
know what?
some Rebel
I
team.
don't need any more Gatorade overhead. Just get the fuck out.
Rondon's not on the team anymore.
No, he was already DFA'd.
The moment Wally Money got his jersey, they DFA'd.
He was
Right?
gone.
Right.
Yes,
Oh, I
remember
thought
that?
they just. Okay, yes.
He had just gotten back here, so we have a couple beers after the game, and he had that jersey with him, and the guy was already fucking packing his bag.
Yes. I wasn't here for that, but yes. I don't know. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with John Jay. I don't need to see any
Oh,
more John
dude.
Jay.
That's a good call.
He
I
made
just
some
don't
good
need to see
catches.
him.
He made some good catches, though.
That's okay, but I mean, like, we don't need him. He's going to be gone at the end of the year. It's like,
Yeah.
give someone else that playing time.
I
Bring
think
Palka back up, let him play right field.
Well, then I agree with
You see?
Yeah.
There we go. All right, next question.
He's got good walk-ups on
It's from our guy CJ. Great to see CJ on
Yep.
Friday night. It's always good to hang out with him. He's a hilarious dude. I really can't share any of his hilariousness because it's not Periscope friendly, but it's a very, very funny guy. And he says, in honor of Players Weekend, it said it's time for him to get a 108 themed nickname. Any ideas?
So I think there's some rules or not some guidelines, I would say, to getting a 108 nickname. And I think like it's got to be something a little bit about your personality, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be a little bit about food or drink, and it's got to kind of roll off the tongue.
Okay.
So I got a couple ideas.
Okay.
Throw them at you guys.
Yep.
All right.
Because one thing you might not know about CJ is he's a very good musician.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know, I'm trying to think of like the foods and everything to try and match up with some music stuff. I came up with a couple. I got
Okay.
this is a dessert, creme brulee. So that's one.
And it's got a C.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's a little too
Yeah.
cerebral, but go ahead.
No, that's us. We're
Her-
definitely cerebral.
Herbie ham hock.
Oh.
Like it?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then this one, I stole this one from Beer Fest, but I still think it's good. MC Hammered.
Now that one could be it because our guy CJ, when it's time to buy beer, we're always getting a Modelo and the Corona, and then he gets Bud Light. But when he orders Bud Light, he gets two at a time.
Two at a time.
He crushes two at once in the time period in which we have one beer.
Yeah.
So that MC Hammered is pretty good. When I thought this question, I tried to get a visual, and the first shit that came into my head was Ini Kamosi. So I was thinking the Hot Stepper could be his nickname.
Ooh.
Now it's not a food-based name, but the Hot Stepper is just a cool name anyway, and maybe that could be it.
I'm good with that too. I mean, we'll let him pick.
Yeah, it's his choice. But
You
these
want me-
are-
what do you got?
Well, I was trying to think of something good too, and then you kind of touched on it with the two at a time. So we could do 2 times CJ 2 times, or something
Yeah.
like that. You could also do the Bud Light Slayer, because that's his drink of choice.
Yeah.
But like then I would want to have more of a Game of Thrones like first name, what's CJ like? Is it like what is the actual names for C and J? Is it Charles James or is it whatever it is? And maybe it's something really cool, and then we can work that in to make it a Game of Thrones name.
The
Bud Light Slayer.
That's long. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
long.
Well, but hey,
But
sometimes
that's okay. Sometimes you gotta go along with it. You can't always be a little cutesy.
you can't just be beef loaf or chorizy. Sometimes you got to be a my sock summer. That's
I think my
Little
Sock
long.
Summer and Treasy Either are the same amount of syllables.
Probably.
All right, so there's
If you want to be technical and a dickhead, yeah, they're probably the same.
all right. So there's some ideas,
I'm
CJ.
saying
I'd
your
suggest
Schwartz is as big as pie. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, it isn't.
there's some ideas, CJ. I suggest you use none of them. The next question is from Hayes. He wants to know, what are your thoughts on Aloha Mr. Hand's Guide to 2020? Didn't read it, so I have no clue. Treasy, what's up?
I edited it.
I read it.
I think
No, I read it too. I'm just kidding.
if
Oh,
you were
okay.
to enact the things that he says to do for 2020 that would make him happy, the team would still be bad. Like putting Josh Harrison at second, it's just that's gross. So like I don't know. I see a lot of his
Isn't that the
points.
drug guy? Oh no, it's Josh Hamilton.
Josh
Yeah,
Hamilton,
that's
that's
the drug guy.
Now, prime Josh Hamilton with some shit.
Oh yeah.
man.
He's an outfielder, right?
I see a lot of his points, and like it's very like the article on a whole to me feels a lot of doom and gloom. So I'm gonna wait and see like what they actually do. He might be right that they don't do shit, and if they don't, then yes, I'd be upset about it.
Yeah.
I'm not upset about it right now.
Pitchforks and torches.
So I don't think
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to the lengths that he is about what he thinks is gonna happen. So I would say I respectfully disagree with his take.
I'm just happy that he's writing articles about this stuff, so I don't have to, so I can focus on important things like Natterday vlogs.
Yeah.
Maybe another blog about another fan base coming into our stadium, starting fights all the time. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I think
But
the next blog I'm going to write is I'm going to write a 5 about the 5 best huggers in White Sox.
Oh, nice.
Because I think I got a great hug last night from Mr. Mayor. He's
Yeah, I
definitely
saw
in the top
that.
5.
I saw that.
I requested it, and he was gracious enough to give it to me, which I
Yeah.
really enjoyed. I mean, I agree with Treasy. politely disagree with the suggestions, but I agree with those are the holes. Those are the things we need to fill. But yeah, I'm a little more. My glass is usually half full, and Aloha Mr. Hands is usually half empty. So sometimes we disagree on stuff.
But
Mr.
you can
Hands
see-
is a
you
little
can-
bit hate-filled.
You can see why he's upset though when you actually list out all the holes.
Oh, absolutely.
There's
Absolutely.
so many.
Yes.
So I you know, and on top of it, like if he's right and they're gonna hold these prospects back,
Yeah.
like you can't Bugs Bunny, Lurie Garcia and have him play every position.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly right.
You can Mickey Mouse it.
All right. Next question is from Pale Hose Kid.
Shout
He
out, man.
says-
That guy's shown up like a lot recently.
Yeah, he's good
It's been
dude.
like 2 or 3 times.
He's a good dude. Yeah, I got a chance to chat with him at one game. He's
Yeah.
a really nice guy. And his question is this. It's a good one. He says, Sunday Soak's happening. And then each of us individually answer this. The other 2 guys are on vacation. You get to pick 2 replacements. One has to be a former Sox player. One could be someone from anywhere in history. What people are you picking?
Oh wow. Okay.
It's a tough one.
Jesus
Who do
Christ.
you
Do
got?
you mind if I go
Yeah,
first?
Go first.
So for the former Sox player, I thought about Juan Uribe because he's just like the most fun. However, I don't know if I want Juan Uribe like here in my house near
In
my
swim
wife.
trunks.
Any of that. I don't think I need that. So what I'm going to go with for the former player, I'm going to go with Jeff Blum. So he can tell me the uncensored version of the Juan Uribe story.
Oh,
So if you want to
okay.
go with it, so I think he probably left some things out of the story
Yep.
that was widely reported that we would probably get to hear right here in the show. And then for someone in history, I thought about it. I was like, I'm not going to dig too deep on this. I'm going to go with a guy who I can get in this tub and we could make fun of Nick Madrigal together, and that would be Keith Law. So I get Keith Law in here. We would
Damn.
give you guys these for Nick Madrigal, and everyone would come at us and hate me.
All right. So I'm gonna go a little bit different because I'm trying to think of for the Sox player. I'm thinking about someone who I'd want to talk to because I want to talk not only Sox, but I
Yeah.
want to talk some music,
Yep.
right? And I don't want to steal yours,
Yeah,
so
'cause you know where I'm going.
I'm gonna go with Scott Radinsky.
Oh, nice.
And we're gonna talk some punk music, and we're gonna hang out. And then the person from history, I'm trying to think of like someone who's like really funny, but also likes to drink a shitload.
Yeah.
Doug Stanhope being here with us.
Yeah.
He'll probably wear that full suit too, like that plaid suit that
Yeah.
he likes to wear.
Yeah.
Like he'll be wearing that in the tub. I think that would be actually really
And
excellent.
he would sit here pouring
Oh,
funny
he
juice
would-
down his throat
Yes, he would.
all day.
We would need way more Goose if he was going to be here. We'd probably just get him a Bourbon County Stout and see what happens.
Yeah.
Trying to get him rolling.
I'm going to take, for the former Sox player, I'm going to take Mark Burley. I think that'd be a
Oh,
fun,
okay.
because some guy that you don't really hear talk a lot, very quiet guy, but also likes to drink. Sometimes before World
It's
Series
easy.
games and he has to pitch.
Hillbillies Unite. That's what
Yeah.
they
They're
And then
both country strong.
anywhere from history, like it's just like God damn, like the thinking right now, like first thought I was like, God, real baseball-y. I was like, maybe we do like a Babe Ruth or a Ty Cobb. That would be fun, right? Because they're, why not?
Well, Ty Cobb would be glad that the 2 Mexicans weren't here. I can
Yeah,
tell you
yeah,
that.
I think, yes,
And then,
I would say that's probably correct.
But then, see, that's maybe Babe Ruth would be a good pick just because he's gonna be sitting in the hot tub and he'd be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Babe,
And you're like,
Babe
"This
Ruth
is
would be
hot
the
tub."
leader in the $1 hot dog leaderboard.
Oh, yeah.
Over here.
Smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
I'm
food
going with
around
Babe
him like
Ruth.
Eddie Griffin and
Seems
Deuce
like a-
Bigelow.
He'd probably
Yeah.
bring like 20 prostitutes with him. I mean, like he'd be a good time. Right?
Yeah, yeah. And then I
You
can
might-
tell Mark Burley, like, I still don't know how to spell your name. Like I have to look it up every time.
No.
I thought you were going to go Jack McDowell to get some Eddie Vedder stories.
Oh, that would be fun.
That's what I thought he was going to do too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why I left it open for
Yeah.
you. That's why I left it.
I feel bad. I wish Jack would have came to that Pearl Jam concert with Gleister. That would have been fun. Wally was fun, but not as fun as Jack McDowell. I mean,
Now, you know what it is? He's buttered at Jack
Although-
McDowell. That's why he wouldn't invite him to the
although-
show. He's like, you blew me off, motherfucker.
I
I'm not inviting you.
invited you
to a
concert you probably had tickets to.
You?
No,
You and Gianna Michaels are on the
couldn't-
list. I invited you to stop and you didn't show up. You're both fucked. Fuck you.
yeah, Gianna didn't go down. I got to see down 90 for that. What
Well,
he did.
yeah, she definitely did.
Yeah. Yep.
So to speak.
Not me.
Allegedly.
Yeah, no, that's good.
All right, the next question is from our guy, Aloha Mr. Hand. He said, if you could sign one player to the 2020 White Sox, who would it be?
Babe Ruth. 100%. The guy was really good.
It's going to call the need a right fielder, too,
Yeah.
so it's perfect.
That's a tough question because, like we said in his article, there's fucking 15 holes, and a nine player roster or
Yeah.
25 player roster.
I mean, for me, it's easy because I'm going to go with aesthetics here as much as I'm going to go with talented player.
Aesthetics?
So I'm going to go with Hyunjin Ryu because he's 108 thick. He's a good pitcher, and he's kind of goofy. He's like kind of a goofy guy, so like all of that shit fits perfectly. I would be thrilled to go out and watch him play every time he starts.
So I'm gonna go with something there. I'm gonna go with Anthony Rendon for 2 reasons. One, I think he's a very good baseball player.
Yes.
So I definitely want that guy on the team. I want to see him hitting bombs in our park.
Yep.
But 2, I just would love for all the White Sox fans, like the meatball fans, for their fucking heads to explode because they can't understand where are you gonna play this guy. And it would bring me so much joy to see that go on.
Yes.
And I would actually go on Facebook for a little while just to see the explosion that would happen, because I think it would be hilarious.
Oh my god! I'm gonna go with Yasiel Puig because I think him being in right field would be awesome. I also think us bringing back the vest with no shirt would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because he would definitely wear that. Plus, hopefully, we would get a really fancy bobblehead like they just did in Cincinnati of him on the back of a horse doing like the whole flex with his tongue sticking out, which I don't have any room left to put bobbleheads up, that are now
You make
lights
room
out.
for that shit.
I'm gonna find room for that one because that is an awesome bobblehead. But yeah, and I like his attitude, and I know that he would just embrace the one-way lifestyle.
There's no question.
And he would probably end up in the tub at some point, and none of us would understand him. So it'd be fine. He wouldn't understand us, and we would just be like giving the high signs, and he'd be drinking beers.
Doesn't matter. Puig, your friend.
Yep.
Next question is from Jose Munoz. He says, the wave sucks, and no one should do it. But what about if a player starts it? Does that change anything? And I think this is in reference to Luis Garcia trying to pump up the fans to start the wave in left field the other night.
So I think, like if a player did start the wave, well, actually, I already answered this question. I would DFA Yolmer Sanchez.
My Sox Summer, how about you?
Isn't that distracting for them? Why did I miss this? First off,
I didn't see this either.
I didn't see it. I just heard about it.
But now,
someone tweeted that.
But like, and was
now
he like saying,
worrying.
"Hey, you guys start the wave," or was he just saying, "Hey, make some fucking noise"?
Yeah, I think he was probably just making some noise
animals.
and encouraging it.
Like that's all you can. Like he's
fine.
doing that. That's fine. I can't imagine anybody wants to see the wave. Like to me, it's although I think Daniel Palka kind of likes the wave.
He did. He tweeted at us about like he's
like,
maybe dismayed with that.
It's so amusing that these guys hate the wave as much as they hate. Dang, you better fucking hate it too, bro.
Yeah, you gotta get on board with this shit.
Yes, I just think it would be distracting. I was distracted just by the amount of seats out there when we were on the outfield, and if there was people moving the entire time, that would drive me crazy. So, but I'm also not a professional athlete. I know I'm shocking.
Yeah, I mean they're players. They're players on the team, but they can have bullshit thoughts about stuff. And if they like the wave, well, the wave fucking blows. So too bad. No, it's still bad regardless.
Watch my YouTube video.
Next question is from Noah. He says, 1991, Bo Jackson hit 3 home runs. He said, John Jay is currently at 0 home runs. At season's end, will Bo still be the single-season Sox leader for home runs coming off a hip replacement? Well, since I already DFA'd John Jay earlier, the answer for me is yes. He is going to maintain that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been in the park the past few days, and watching John Jay hit is just fucking sad. Like, the guy... He doesn't make good contact with the ball, and even if he does, there's no power behind it. And like, he was never a home run hitter.
No.
But like, you could tell that there's not much left in the legs.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's really hurting him because even his throws are fucking terrible. Like, everything. Like, when the legs go, that's it for a baseball player, unless you're like some monster power hitter. But even then, you're probably gonna be a way worse power hitter. So.
Right. I mean, you see how Miguel Cabrera is right now.
Yeah.
And it's his legs.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the power anymore. He hits for a high average still, but he's a shell of his former self because of it.
I actually saw Bo Jackson hit one of those home runs, and it was my first Sox game ever.
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was his second game back, and he hit a home run. So he
were you like 22 in 1991?
Yeah, pretty much. No. It's like 13 or 14 or something. But it was like we were sitting right behind home plate, like way up, and that was before they had obviously before they changed it. In '91, it was like almost a 70% incline to go up to the seats, and I remember having to stop. And I was young, and I wasn't even smoking then. But yeah, I'm really sad that
that summer was too out of shape to walk stairs.
It was high, man. It was really high.
You slob.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Shit.
in the
And
eye.
then he sat in a-
Fucking guy needs an escalator to get to his seat.
Can't wait to sit in my yard and do this by myself again. Fuck you guys.
You MF me every time you're
That's
doing
true.
something. Like, you guys did the podcast
That's
without
true.
me, you MF me like 6 times there.
That's
You
true.
fuck yourself.
That's true. But no, I'm really shocked that he only hit 3 home runs that year because he had 2 home runs in his first 2 games, and then he only hit 1. And did he get hurt?
Well, he
Then he came back like sort of later in the season.
Yeah.
He didn't play a full year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no.
he didn't.
No,
So I think that's probably part
sad.
of it.
I feel really bad for Bo Jackson, and then until I actually met him, and it was like he's kind of a cock knocker. So it was, I didn't really like him so much. So.
You heard it here first. Bo Jackson's a dick. My son. And the last question. So we're gonna close it out like we always close it out with Juan Uribe's cup because his questions just warm my fucking heart. So his question is: do you think Roger Bossard manicured Nancy Faust's lawn over the years?
No.
Okay. So the first thing I thought when I read that, after I stopped laughing, I thought, the grounds crew, do they have groupies? Or are they like, I just listened to Shep Gordon's book, Supermensch, where he's the manager. And like the girls have to go through him to get to the rock stars kind of thing. Do you think they are the gatekeepers, you know?
See, I
Do you
don't-
think like
Maybe.
Roger Bossard was blocking the pussy that would go to Hawk?
go to Bill Melton.
Or, yeah,
See, that's-
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's my response.
I have this impression of the 60s and 70s that is obviously wrong.
Hell yeah.
But
Love the hoops in the shop now.
oh yeah, you got to get it in.
Yeah,
Always
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
have the hoop in
purpose.
there.
And so I have like
need
this
another
incorrect impression
I'll throw one
that
too.
just like
all we got.
everybody was fucking everybody. Like it was just an all
Thank you,
out,
sir.
all out fest because there wasn't the internet yet and there wasn't much on TV. So what else are you gonna do, right?
So I want to find out about
What
it.
do you do? Read a book?
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Tons of cocaine.
Might as well fuck.
Gonna do tons of cocaine and then guess what happened? But so
Unless you have hotel phone records, no one knows who was fucking who.
But so yeah, so I kind of feel like it was probably a free for all. That's not a good shot.
And travel.
Ooh,
There we
no
go.
good.
But so yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes to that question.
I think the person that we need to talk to find out the actual answer is Bill Melton. Because as far as I know, Bill Melton and Nancy Faust were. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I mean, I've seen that magazine cover.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was
I feel like
accuracy.
They're like,
to
hey,
it.
let's go take a picture together. And like, hey, okay, cool. And then they're like done. You're like, what are you doing? And she's like, I don't know. What are you doing? And he's like, let's just go fuck. She's like, all right, let's do it.
There's no way that happens.
Most
Anyway,
conversations go that way.
My,
He's
my
like,
thought
hey,
is
do you want
this.
to come tickle my ivory? Or something. Like, did he say that? He probably did.
That'd actually be kind
And
of
if anybody, if
kind of a good
grounds
line,
crew
but,
people,
but it wouldn't work.
if grounds crew people have groupies,
Yeah.
Roger Bossard has tons of groupies.
Right,
He would
if
be
they
the-
do,
he
he's
would be
the
the
top,
one.
right?
He would, yeah,
Right.
he's like the Gene Simmons.
He
of
is.
groupies
Yeah,
for grounds crew.
So you're saying he has
100%.
a picture of this?
He has a picture of it. Yeah, I'm sure he does. Mixed in with all the lawns, it's like all the chicks.
All the other lawns.
Yeah.
He's got 2 different sets
He's got
of lawns
all
in
the
there.
lawns he manicured.
I
yes.
totally disagree. 0%
Shocker.
chance that Roger Bossard was ever with Nancy. Nancy Faust's fastball was high velocity. And it stayed
Too
pretty
ugly.
good for a
Yep.
long time. So I'm going to say no. He's too ugly. And despite being a master
too
grounds
ugly.
crew or whatever, you know what? There's only so much that can go to like, oh, you're
He's
great
really-
at your craft. You got to be at least a little bit good looking, and he ain't. So he didn't get that pussy.
Damn.
No offense.
Coming from the great looking people.
With all due respect, is what I have to say.
I mean, the guy's in
I
like
said
incredible
with all due
shape
respect.
for his
I mean,
age.
I'm great looking. What the fuck? How dare you?
Mermaid hair, don't care. Yep.
You know what? That's gonna be the next poll we put out there. Best looking one away.
Oh no, I don't want to
I'll
crush
beat
you
both
guys
your
like
asses. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
that. I mean, I don't want to go up against this George Clooney looking like.
No, well, that's
that,
true.
so,
That's true.
I mean,
When women are looking to buy drugs, it's George Clooney.
A truer statement has never been said.
That's it. We got nothing else. I'm gonna attempt to